Hi, Jen here from Jen Michelle Coaching, and today I want to talk about 3 mindset shifts that will change your life. For those of you new to my channel, I would love to invite you to subscribe. I release a video weekly. We feel our best when we are connected to the simplicity of the present moment. This is a real truth, right? We often live in a world where it's like once we buy the thing, or once we have the thing, or once it looks like this, or once we get to that destination, then we'll be happy. But actually, it's the ability to drop down and be in the present moment now. And I really have learned this in so many ways over the years, but it makes me think of a specific incident I had with my son when he was in, I think, kindergarten, my oldest son. We were sitting outside and we had just gone to the farmer's market, and he was sitting on a wooden bench in the sunshine eating this fresh peach, and he was just so happy, like in heaven. And now he is older, and he still reflects on that day as being one of his favorite memories, just sitting in the sun, eating the peach from the farmer's market with me on the simple wooden bench, right? And I think that when we have those beautiful moments of simplicity and being grounded and in the present moment, we bring such a richness and fullness to our lives where it's almost like time stops and we stop following this linear sort of line that we've all been taught. And it just is like that few seconds feels like magic, and it's a memory that we never forget. And it's usually in those really simple moments where just an insight or an experience with nature or something comes in to remind us of that we have all that we need, and that we can like relax and sink into that. And so it's really a wonderful practice to invite more of that in through savoring the simple experiences in your life and not take them for granted or not treat them as a means to an end, but bring a richness and an attentiveness to them so you can feel the different textures and flavors of it and really be there to experience it. And recognizing the more gratitude and fullness you can feel in your system today is the offering of how much gratitude and fullness you're going to feel the next day. And so where are we today? Are we seeking happiness from a space of emptiness, or are we seeking it from that space of fullness? And making those little energetic adjustments will support you on this path. Number 2, we are self-validated and we stop trying to meet all of these external standards. This could mean beauty, this could mean education, this could mean accomplishment, goals, etc. But we're getting ourselves essentially off of the hamster wheel, and we are self-validated. We are not worried about what Sarah or Polly thinks of how we look or what we've done in this life. We are not fluffing our peacock feathers to show everyone how amazing we are, because we know who we are internally. And so we don't need to farm that inner authority out to other people. We don't care what they think of our outfit if we like it, right? All of these things where we're really tuning out the noise and we're dropping down into our bodies and not getting caught in the cultural standards, familiar standards, expectations put upon us. And we're making decisions that align with who we really are and what feels right for us, but we are self-validated. And this is a really, really deep practice with all the noise and all the pulls and tugs that we get in this world. And trust me, it is a practice for me too. So I am not sitting here saying that I have mastered this in all of my own ways, because I absolutely have not. But I have definitely had a deepening of awareness in it, and an awakening as it relates to who am I trying to please here and what do I want, and really dropping into that. So I'm making choices from that fullness and that wholeness inside of me versus trying to like fit all the boxes that have been put upon me. Number 3, we are connected to purpose, and we find purpose in the mundane. And this means we live in a world where it's often like, what's my purpose? And we think of that as some big thing we need to do. But I invite you to redefine purpose as just this moment. Like, how can I do this little task in front of me with purpose or purposefully, right? How do I show up to it with attention and integrity and do the best work I can versus like half-assed, right? I talk about this with my oldest son sometimes, because if he has an art project, he considers himself not an artist, right? Like he does not have an appreciation for his art teacher or his art classes yet. So if he gets an art project, he just completely speeds through it and it's like done in 10 minutes, even though it's like a 5-week series, but he's finished it the first day. And it's like there's no integrity brought to it because he's like rushed through it. And working with him to like slow down, and while it may not be his passion or what he does for a living, but to do whatever we're being asked to do with presence and to give it our best, even though it may not be the way we spend the rest of our lives. So when you're doing the dishes, you're like really doing the dishes. Or when you're preparing the meal, you're all in it. When you're exercising, it's not I have to exercise, but it's like I get to do this today. I get to tend to my body. I get to take care of myself. I get to move, right? We're putting that reframe on the mundane, so we're not dragging ourselves through life, but we're embracing it and we're approaching the mundane from an elevated space and finding purpose in it. So if we're talking with the cashier, we're connecting with another person. We're not just like looking down on our phones and grabbing it and going, but we're cultivating purpose in those interactions and in those moments, which brings a richness and a fullness into our lives and a contribution to other people, which is the very definition of purpose. So I invite you to expand upon this and start finding it in the little opportunities, and that will grow into bigger opportunities. So I hope this video supports you in anything you're working on right now. If you would like to dive into this topic or just talk about ways to support yourself moving deeper into being soul-led, I do have a new business mentorship offering. I will link it below, and I can support you seeking clarity on how you want to create and really serve in this world. The details are below. I look forward to supporting you and see you all next week.